do want to ask you a little bit about Fulcrum and why you started it in its advocacy wing, especially. Did that stem from your time as an administrator in the school, or what really drove you?
To start off, but you asked me about Fulcrum.
Yeah.
So I did the full thing, within the school district and loved every second of it. Then I ran the Western region of a talent development program called New Leaders, which recruited, trained, supported educators in their practice in the classroom, and then also those who wanted to become administrators. So did that for 5 or 6 years from Hawaii to Denver, and just worked with those folks in California as well to develop as many high-functioning principals as possible, because leadership matters in schools. Mm-hmm. I did that. I was a funder for a while. I worked for New School. So I did a lot of things. And this is one of the things that came out in that Right to Read movie that LeVar Burton produced and Jenny McKenzie. It talked about my dad passing away, and that made me step back and recalibrate. I'm human.
Yeah.
And I have made 2, I would say, great pushes in my life professionally. When I was a teacher, I was that teacher. And, that teacher is glamorized in movies and all that stuff, but that teacher pays a price. And so I found myself, once married, then single. My wife was like, you weren't really married to me. You were married to the school and the kids. She probably was right. So I realized, okay, I got to change. But then I became a principal. And I did some things better and differently. I was remarried. I did some things differently, but I still paid a price physically. And I ended up, I'll never forget, summer after one of my years as an administrator, I was in a hospital bed lying there, my family all around me. I was like, this is unsustainable at best.
Someone's trying to send me a sign here. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I had to make some choices. But I and then my father passed away and everything. And I realized, okay, time is not a given.
Right. Life is too short.
You never know. So I just decided to only do the things that matter most and just focus on that. Now, that came at a price because I didn't know of a job that, working with the NAACP is great, but it's an all volunteer organization, at least in California. We're all volunteers. And so I was both feet in and 10 toes down for the NAACP, but that wasn't paying bills. And I think I was literally down after burning through my life savings and the kids' savings. I was down to my last 2 color copies of Nancy Young's Ladder of Reading. And I met for breakfast with a friend of mine, and she was like, Kareem, this is too important for you to just tap out because you're not feeding yourself and you're pencil thin. Let's make this to a nonprofit, add some structure to this, get some resources in here, not just to sustain you, but actually to help create a movement. And so that's what we've been trying to do, is to enlist the help of everybody so that it's just not just going to be a cult of personality or a few people here or organizations. This has to be a nationwide movement that we're going to prioritize our children and put literacy on the front burner. It's aligned to the NAACP's national resolutions on dyslexia, their organizational constitution, and how education is a priority committee or like an all-time committee, but also just as a 501c3 and it was fiscally sponsored agent, actually, we have to say, this is who we are. This is what we prioritize. This is what we're working towards, and set goals and go after it. So we're trying to get all kids to read and do it as quickly as possible, but as sustainably as possible so that they have a fighting chance.
Right. I love that concept of national movement.